This man lied, abused his position of power, got an innocent couple killed, and y'all, that is just the beginning, right? This is Gerald Goins, and he spent more than 3 decades working as a Houston police officer. But now he's been sentenced to 60 years in prison for the 2019 deaths of Dennis Tuttle and Regina Nicholas. Right, you see, back in 2019, Dennis and Regina were shot along with their dog while officers were executing a no-knock warrant, with court documents saying that Regina was shot multiple times and Dennis returned fire before he was also shot multiple times. With this, 4 officers, including Goins, were injured in the shootout and the couple was pronounced dead at the scene. But with all this, according to prosecutors, this raid should have never happened. Right, because in order to actually get the warrant that resulted in the deaths of Regina and Dennis, prosecutors say that Goins falsely claimed that a confidential informant bought heroin from the couple's house, which Goins did admit to. And 2 witnesses, right, another officer and the judge who signed the warrant, also said that if Goins had told them the truth, the raid would have never happened. Though it was also noted that a small amount of weed and cocaine was found in the house. Right, but the big thing that we're talking about today is this was just the final example in a pattern of wrongful drug arrests and convictions of innocent people during Goins' career, with a probe into this botched raid blowing the cover off of a serious corruption scandal within Houston PD's narcotics unit and with Goins specifically. Right, an audit of the narcotics unit found that often officers weren't thorough in their investigations and lacked supervision. They also made hundreds of errors in their cases, which led to a review of thousands of their cases, resulting in prosecutors dismissing a bunch of them. Goins' cases specifically had extensive issues, including failures to properly tag drugs and discrepancies with expenses. And according to the National Registry of Exonerations, 27 people who faced drug convictions in cases that Goins worked on were exonerated once his misconduct was revealed. And this is dozens of pending cases that he worked on were also dismissed following a review by the Harris County District Attorney's Office, with DA Kim Ogg saying, "Gerald Goins has been a stain on the reputation of every honest cop in our community, a community that he terrorized through corruption worthy of the movie Training Day." And in his sentencing, prosecutors asked for a life sentence, while Goins' attorneys asked for a minimum sentence of 5 years, with them arguing that he dedicated his life to keeping drugs off the streets and saying, "We still don't believe legally that he is guilty of the crime of felony murder, and we look forward to having the appellate courts review this." But notably, this is not the only case Goins is facing, right? He's also facing federal charges surrounding the botched drug raid involving violating constitutional rights, obstructing justice by falsifying records, and 3 counts of obstructing an official proceeding. And this, as the Tuttle family has also filed a lawsuit in federal court against the city of Houston, as well as the officers involved in the raid, including Goins, with Ryan Tuttle, Dennis's son, saying that he hopes that this case will spur police reform across the country.
And if it's happening in Houston, it's happening everywhere. We have to set a precedence. We have to make sure this stops.